G'day there, I'm Dave from Dyno Bike, and what we have here is a CBR 650. It's a 2019 model, this one. Currently in LAMS configuration. It already has a full Aquapocket exhaust system on it. So what we're going to do is remove the restrictions. We'll show you where the main one is, and show you where the airbox is, because a lot of you guys are having trouble finding the ECU, so it will be helpful for that. And then we'll put it on the dyno and dyno it. So stay tuned, and we'll show you how it's all done. So I've pulled the tank off. Pretty straightforward. There's a bolt at the back here, and there's two across the front, one on each side. Unclip this hose from here, and there's a fuel line coupling that goes into that there. Disconnect that, and the tank comes off. Pretty straightforward. So in terms of where the ECU is, it's underneath this cover here. So to get at it, there's a couple of little buttons. There's one button there, and there's a little button there. Just push on the little middle piece to release them. Right, and then we can carefully pop them out, because we don't want to lose them, obviously. Oh, I'm having trouble getting it out myself. A little bit fiddly to get out. Let's just get him out. One out. And two. And just remove this hose from here. Get that out of the way. And then now this thing has a little bit of a latch which it locks to at the front of it. You just have to sort of play around with it and flex the cover a little bit. Don't be shy flexing it, it won't break. And maybe even get your hand in underneath there, and you'll feel it release at the front, and then you can just pull that cover right out. There it is, it's out. ECU's right there, so to get at it, just pull it out, push these two buttons down here, and this will release from here. 1, 2, job's done. Right, so we've got our ECUs out, now onto the airbox. A bunch of screws in and around here, all around there. Undo all of those. There's one down in the middle here, undo that one there. There's a breather hose here which sits in there. I've already popped that off, but that's where that one goes. A couple of plug connectors at the front here, and some harness that's sort of latched onto the front of the airbox. You just release a little button and they'll all slide off. Once you've undone those, and we can pop the airbox off. Right, so the airbox is now off. Just get that hose out of the way for a second so you can see better in there. Intake snorkels. This is where the restriction is. So you've got 3 little screws on each of them. They are very tight, so make sure you've got a good Phillips head screwdriver when you go to undo them. We'll just undo them now, and I'll show you, then I can show you where the restriction is inside these. Out there, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is a massive restriction in there. Alright, these are the intake snorkels, so I've just put them on the bench here so you can see them a bit better. The one that we're going to put on the bike is the one on the left hand side. As you can see, they are quite a bit different to the standard ones. We use these ones because they make more horsepower than the ones on the right hand side once they've been de-restricted. You know what I mean? Like we could Dremel these out, so the restriction that you can see in there, right, I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can see a little bit of daylight at the top of that. If we Dremel that out so that we've got a nice big round hole like we have with that one, see the difference? We Dremel that out, theoretically we get the same power result. However, these ones here are much taller than the ones on the left, and having done some dyno testing, the ones on the left are the better ones to go with, and they're not that expensive anyway. And then you've still got your stock ones. If you want to put it back to restricted form, then you can just pop these ones back in and away you go. Alright, so here's our new intake manifolds, and as you can see, they are not restricted anymore. If you look closely, you'll see they're staggered, so numbering them from the left hand side, number 1 and number 3 are slightly shorter than 2 and 4. That is completely okay. That is how they go together. So if you look at them and you think you've been supplied 2 left hand ones or 2 right hand ones, you haven't. That is how they're designed to work on this model bike. Alright, so we've got our nice little de-restricted manifolds. I'm going to pop them in there. The screws that I'm using have come out of the original restricted manifolds, so you just sort of carefully bend this little tag back, that'll come out, bang it in here, it just stops it from coming all the way out, ending up down in the engine should it be left loose. So it's quite a good safety feature on them. No need to use Loctite, just pop them in there, line them up on the holes, make sure they're sitting nice and flush, and then screw them on like so, do them up nice and tight. Check them. Always double check this stuff. You know, sometimes you get distracted and when you come back to it you think you've done it and you haven't. Just double check it. Alright, so that's done. We'll put the airbox back on there and flash his ECU. Alright, so just got this bike on the dyno now. Fitted the new snorkels, done our flash, and now I'm just going to run it up on the dyno, make sure that everything is happy. This one has also got a Cordona quick shifter on it, so you might notice that I'm not actually using the clutch to upshift. So yeah, we'll see how we go. And that's about it. Got any questions, feel free to add them down below. I'll answer them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. I'm Dave from Dyno Bike.